Ladies and gentlemen, we're back with Real Deal Talk. Epic 58 fighter interviews, day 2. And actually, we don't have, well, he may be a fighter, but I just literally met this cat 5 minutes ago. Had never even seen him in my life. Jay, Cutman Jay, welcome to the show, my man.
Thank you. Thank you guys for having me.
You got it. So all I heard was on a text message, we got a cut man showing up, and I didn't even know really what that meant. But he's sitting in front of me now, and I'm now fascinated by a cut man because I've always wondered when I watch, because I've been watching fights since I was in my teens, watching Mike Tyson way back in the 80s and 90s, watching Tyson, watching all the big boys back in the day. And I was always fascinated by the cut man. And now I have one in my studio. So I'm looking forward to this, Jay. Jay, how now I like the bling, by the way.
Thanks,
man. I'm digging this bling.
Thanks,
Where'd you
man.
get that ring right there?
So both of these, my father gave me these when I was in middle school.
Really?
Yeah, and I never wore them. They were too big. I was like, shit,
Middle school?
these things ain't gonna fit. So then decades later, I was like, oh, okay, cool, boom.
I love that, dude. What was he thinking, giving you rings like that in middle school? Tell me.
I guess it was maybe he couldn't figure out what to get me because he was like, you know what? I don't know what to get this dude for his birthday. Here, psh. All right, here's Jay. I was like,
Let's get him
all
some
right,
gold
cool.
and some ice.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
shit, I can't wear these right now, but all right.
And now you are.
Yeah, what about a Nintendo game? I don't know.
Right. Yeah, or Atari. I don't know how old you are, but all right, so Jay, talk to me here, man. So you're the cut man for Epic Fighting. Are you a cut man for other fights as well, fighting?
I'm not associated to
Okay.
any gym or promotion, but I do get out there just to kind of get my reps. So I'm in different promotions as far as boxing. I've done Top Rank, Golden Boy.
Yeah, you're wearing a Golden Boy shirt.
Yeah, but I'm not associated with
Right.
them. I just, was
Yeah.
working one of their events. I said, hey, nice merch, cool. Psh.
Nice.
So, but as far as MMA, what was the last one I did? Lights Out.
Lights Out.
So I'm just kind of everywhere just to kind of get my reps and experience and network and stuff.
So you're quite well known in the community.
I guess, I don't know.
Like, do you get called? Hey, Jay,
I
we got a
do.
fight coming up.
I do. It's funny because my wife is pretty involved and pretty supportive in my craft. So there are people calling me. I'm getting interviews.
Yeah.
Like here, and she says, "Do you believe it yet?" And what she means is like, she always asks me like, "Well, you're pretty known." I'm like, "I guess."
Yeah. So you're just a humble guy.
I don't know, I guess so. But I'm just doing my thing, really.
All right. So speaking of doing your thing,
Yeah.
how did you start doing your thing? Like, were you a boxer? Were you a fighter? How did this happen?
Long story short, so I had a bad neck to begin with, just from bad posture,
Yep.
bad body mechanics in high school, doing weightlifting and stuff.
Right.
Just doing very just high impact stuff, just trying to be macho and stuff, right? Looking cool.
Yep.
So that's how I got a bad neck. Had back surgery in 2012, but what did it for me was I enrolled into a gym because we enrolled our son over at Excel Boxing and Jiu-Jitsu, Oceanside. And I was thinking, I want to get a little bit active. So I told my wife, I said, hey, I'm thinking about joining the boxing side of Excel. She says, well, you do have a bad back and your neck is quite fucked up.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll be all right. I'll be careful. So there was one day, went into sparring, and there was this young kid, I can't remember if he just quick jabbed me to my face,
Yeah.
or just got me with a cross. And I kid you not, I don't know if you've played video games where when you get hit by your opponent and then the screen goes blurry.
Yeah.
That was it. Fell to the mat, was looking at the fluorescent lights, and I could not move. And I said, shit, this is it. I'm done.
Yeah.
This is what my wife was talking about. This is what we were talking about. I could not move, bro, for it seemed like forever.
Yeah.
So fortunately I regained my sensation. My stupid ass got up and went back to jumping rope.
So you were knocked out, basically. You couldn't feel anything, and then but you got. Did you finish like what happened? Okay, we're done sparring.
Done sparring, jump rope. Session was done. Drove home, came through the door, washed my hands. My wife said, "How was it?" Even before I can give her an answer, she said, "What happened?" I told her we just had our daughter, so I mean she couldn't leave the home to like drive me to the ER.
Right.
So I took an Uber to Encinitas. 2 days later, I had to get surgery. Essentially, my spine here in the cervical region, you can see my little scar right here.
Right.
It was almost severed.
What?
It was almost severed. Had to get surgery, and it was out of commission even
Good
from
Lord.
work for about a year. So that.
So, but this didn't happen from just one punch, right?
Oh no, like I said, it was just years of just like bad body mechanics, not taking care of myself.
And you hadn't been checked like by a chiropractor or anything to see what's actually happening. Did you ever get checked?
I've gotten adjusted
Yeah.
and stuff like that, but I've gotten x-rays from like injuries and stuff, and they say, hey man, you have this disc bulging out, and that's like I knew that.
Right. Didn't care.
I didn't care. I just want to get into the gym.
So she said, what happened? You went to the ER. What happened at the ER? Did they do an MRI? And we're like, whoa, bro.
Yeah. So they got the MRI. It showed that my spine was almost severed.
Good
And that's
Lord.
what would cause the numbness.
Paralysis.
I mean, I was pretty much like pins and needles from my neck down to my toes. It was numb and tingling.
Wow. Holy cow.
That
dude.
was it.
Okay, so then they did a surgery?
They did surgery. So recovery was, gosh, I was out for like a year from work.
Oh.
I'm a nurse down in San Diego over at Mercy. Was out for about a year.
And so what, did you get disability? Like what happens? How do you survive?
I had to apply for disability.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was horrible. I was on the couch. I was on narcotics just for the pain.
Yeah, of course. Brutal. When was this?
Brutal.
What year?
And I have 2 kids. This was in 2018. That's when my cut man thing started after recovery.
Well, yeah, that's what I figured what we were getting at here. But this is insane, dude.
Yeah.
And so you had 2 kids. How old were the kids at this point in 2018?
2018, my son was 6 and my daughter was 5.
So what was wifey saying at this point? Was she frightened?
Oh, she was frightened when I came home and she saw that look on my face. I'm sure I had this dazed look in my face.
You're probably like a deer in headlights.
Yeah. So she was freaked out, and I'm sure as a wife, they have a lot of things going on. So she's like, shit, damn, I told this fool, but
Yeah, they got a lot of things going on.
yeah, us guys, we just want to do it, and whatever happens, we'll deal with it later.
Right. Oh my gosh, dude. Okay, so you a freaking year. So how do you know when you were ready to come back to work and ready to do anything?
Once I can start lifting, I don't know. I think it was a minimum of like 5 pounds or 10 pounds, and being able to just walk outside without getting tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when you knew?
Yeah. And I felt good, and the pain was manageable without narcotics. Just doing ibuprofen and ice and heat.
Yeah.
And doing like TENS units and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And stretching and stuff. So
Which so you work at Mercy? You still work there?
I do.
You're a nurse there?
Yes.
Huh. How long have you been doing that? Total?
I've been there for 20 years already. It's going
No
to be
way.
21 next month.
Because I worked. I was an X-ray technologist prior to this life.
Where at?
I actually did a stint. I was the third shift. Third shift is what, the 3 to 11
I believe so.
at Mercy. For
San Diego?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
but it was 2000 and probably before that you started because I was there in 2001, 2002, 2003.
I started 2003.
Yeah, so I probably left by the time you were. No, I might have still been there. I
How
was.
crazy is that?
Yeah, yeah. I was at, Kaiser was my main place, but I worked at Mercy. Yeah. So anyway, that's fascinating,
Cool.
interesting. Okay. All right. So then, how did the cut thing start? So you go back to the gym. Did you go back to the gym?
I did not.
No.
I mean, I couldn't even be in, be around any kind of sport where I'd get hit, whether it's like playing pickup basketball,
Right.
um,
Anything.
anything. So I was just there on the couch watching TV,
Yeah.
watching boxing,
Okay. Here we go.
watching boxing, and I can't remember which fight it was, but something clicked right after a round was finished. Looked at the corner and said, "Oh shit! Look at this guy, the cutman."
Yeah.
I was looking at everybody in the corner. I was like, "Yo, this dude putting Vaseline, putting the steel to the dude's face using swabs." I was like, "Yo, this guy's essentially a nurse.
Yeah.
I'm a nurse.
Right.
I love boxing. I
Yeah.
love combat sports. Damn, how do I do that?" Right?
Yeah.
And mind you, I was pretty much at the tail end of recovery.
Yep.
I was at the tail end of recovery. And so the coach over at Excel, Coach CO, he was the boxing coach for my son and I. So I reached out to him. I said, "Yo, CO, how do I do that? Whatever that dude is
Yeah.
in the corner, the cut man. How do I learn how to do that stuff?" So he says, "There's a fight out in Palm Springs. Come with me." It was that Saturday.
Right.
So I went with him, and I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "Is there any? Are you gonna like pull me for a day to like tell me?"
Oh,
like,
he wanted
what's
you to
what?
actually
Oh yeah,
work in a corner?
yeah. I thought that was like, I was scared because I was like, "Wait, there's no prerequisite for this. There's no sit down like this and say, hey, okay, you got to do this. You
No
gotta buy
training
that."
regimen?
No. So he just said,
No
"Let's
school?
go." No. He said, "Let's go." So I said, "Oh, okay." And that was it.
So tell me about the first fight that you like. How did it go?
So the first fight, it was a promotion, WFC. This was in Palm Springs, I believe. And it was for, gosh, forgive me, man, because I forget his name already.
Yeah.
But he was a fighter out of Excel Jiu-Jitsu. This was his, I don't know if it was his first boxing match. I don't think so.
Right.
But I was nervous as heck. I wasn't too nervous because I was used to the crowds. Because
Yeah.
I used to DJ a long time ago for like
Oh,
DJ
really?
competitions for big
No
crowds.
way.
Yeah, so I wasn't too nervous.
How old are
about
you,
the
by the way?
crowd. I'm 46.
Okay.
So I wasn't too nervous. I was only nervous because I just wanted to know what to do, but I didn't know what to do.
Right.
I didn't know.
Other than what you saw on TV,
That's it.
throw a
But-
little Vaseline in the.
but I know there was more to that. There was so many unknowns. I was like, shit, I don't. So I was asking
So-
questions and questions and questions, and I would like replay fights in my head. Well, I saw this dude doing that. I saw, okay, and I didn't know how to wrap hands at the time too.
Oh, you had to wrap hands?
I didn't wrap the fighter that time, but I didn't know how to wrap hands
Yeah.
at the time. This was just merely foot through the door. This is what the corner dynamic is,
Right.
and you're about to witness it.
And so did he bring you in to help with cuts or anything?
I was there, so my role that day, I was, man, it was nuts. It was kind of like awesome just to be in the locker room,
Yeah.
seeing the coaches wrap their fighters, feeling that energy,
Yeah.
seeing the eyes in the fighters and the coach. I was like, oh shit, this is cool.
Yeah.
You know, this is pretty awesome. So I was there just being observant, just seeing, okay, how does he wrap? That's what they use. Okay, how's the fighter seated? Oh, they use this. Okay. Oh, okay, they're using scissors. What kind of scissors? And I'm watching Coach CO wrap hands too. So I was all just taking notes and getting all the visuals and stuff like that. Yeah.
And so, okay.
Oh,
So,
this is crazy that you're asking me because I hadn't lived that moment in a while.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
well, this is what I do.
Yeah.
Remember I told you we don't. There's no. You're like, do you have any questions from? I'm like, no. We're gonna let this flow.
Yeah.
We're gonna let it flow. All right, so
right.
go back. So tell me about the whole. Let's replay the whole freaking night. So okay, you're watching. Did you actually get in the ring, like in the middle of the rounds? Were you in the corner?
I did.
Did you have to administer anything, or was there already a guy that doing that?
No, so it was just myself and Coach CEO.
That's it.
Our fighter didn't get cut.
Okay, that's good.
But I was there essentially popping the stool in, getting onto the apron. Coach CEO never likes to get into the apron. Usually the chief second or the coach likes to get into the ring.
He likes to
onto
stay
the
outside
apron.
of the.
He likes to stay out. So again,
You're in there.
I'm in there. I was like, shit, I thought I'm like telling myself, I'm supposed to be outside. What is this? This is too much for me. You know what I mean? I wasn't used to it. So I was inside putting Vaseline and
And you knew to do that. And how did you know to do that? Just from what you saw on TV?
just from what I saw and just from kind of like, yeah, just from what I saw.
Because you put on the forehead, you put on here, and you put on Vaseline so what? Punches will slide off, right?
Yeah, just to kind of moisturize the skin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it slides a little better.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you knew that.
I knew that much, you know. And Coach Seal was giving me instructions too. It was
Yeah.
like, give him a sip of water. So I'm now like thinking, shit, dude, I'm like multitasking. So I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so I got to pop the stool in, bring my little caddy, give him water, put Vaseline. Damn, what else? They're like, how am I supposed to do this? Because usually it's the chief second, there's the cut man, and maybe two other seconds.
Right.
Who's popped the second popping in the stool.
Stool, yeah.
The cut man is just working on the cuts and working on the swelling, right? And the other second is slapping ice in
Yeah.
in back of the neck.
That's right.
Or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I'm the guy.
Yeah.
You know, and Coach Cio's outside, just
What if you didn't show up? Who was going to
I
do
don't
that?
know. I don't know. I'm sure Coach Cio would have found somebody, but since I'm sure he's like, shit, Jay wants to do it. Fuck it, let's bring him in.
Yeah, let's get it. Let's throw him literally throw him in the ring.
Yeah, that was it.
So when you were going off to do this, was your wife like, just make sure you're not fighting, are you?
No. She wasn't worried. She was kind of hyped. I mean, we both weren't expecting for me to, like saying, hey, from me saying, oh shit, how do I become a cut man?
Yeah.
Or learn how to be a cut man. And then that weekend, go to a pro boxing event.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she obviously didn't go to the fight, right? Or did she?
She did not. No, she did not. She stayed home with the kids.
When you got home, was she like, what happened if she didn't?
Yeah. She was asking me questions. Funny story is that boxer that I was working with, my wife's best friend, they're cousins.
No way.
Yeah. I was like, wait, what?
What are the odds?
Yeah, what are the odds?
And so when you got home, were you all hyped up, like saying, I like this?
Yeah.
Or were you like, you were shocked?
Oh, I knew from that point that this is what I want to do. This is it.
That was it.
That was it. Like now I'm like, shit, okay. From this experience, what do I need to do to learn how to wrap hands? What gauze do I need? What tape do I need?
Yeah.
Being a cut man, what swabs do I use? What scissors do I use? What end swells do I purchase? What kind of bucket? What kind of caddy? Do I need to use a caddy? So now I'm thinking like all the stuff that I need.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was constant trial and error of different kind of stuff. Even till now, I think I found, what I'm comfortable using.
Yeah.
But through those years since 2018, it was like, okay, I got this, used it, don't work. Okay, let's try another one.
And what was the next fight after that? Like,
the next fight after that?
So after the fight, CEO's like, what do you think? And you're like, I like this.
Oh, I told him I liked it. He kind of gave me this head nod. He says, hey, what do you think about it? I was like, I like it, man.
He's like, good, I got another fight for you tomorrow.
Yeah. But I'm like, even now I'm so nonchalant. I think when he asked me, I was like, yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Just like that, yeah. I like
of course. Yeah, you weren't showing too much enthusiasm.
No, but deep down I was like, fuck yeah, this is it. This is it.
No way.
I don't want to be a fighter. I don't want to be a coach.
No.
I mean, that's a different skill, but I was like, yo, this is it. I'm a nurse,
Yeah, this is your thing.
This is my thing. This is it.
And so
Made sense.
And yeah, what'd you say? Being sense?
No, it made sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so then did he have another fight for you quickly?
He did not, but that kind of was a big deal because our fighter's opponent, cut man, famous Mike Rodriguez. I mean, he's the cut man for PBC.
Yeah.
He's one of the founders for War Tape.
Right.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't know who he was at the time, but after maybe a few months back, I'm like, oh shit, that was
he's the guy.
cut man Mike Rodriguez.
It's that open doors.
That opened door because I sent him a message through DM.
Yeah.
Didn't think he was gonna get back to me just because I mean a busy guy. He's on TV, he's traveling, and he's also a
Right.
homicide detective for LA. And
No
I'm
way.
like, there's no way. But you know what? I'm gonna send him a message, let him know who I am, what I want to do, ask him questions on whatever, and he got back to me.
What did he say? I got a fight for you?
He actually replied.
And what did he say?
He said, "Hey man, there's a fight in LA. There's a fight in LA. Let's go." So it was like another one of those.
Same thing that CO did.
And I'm like, wait. I just had my experience. I was now I'm like talking to myself. I'm like, wait. So I had my first experience. There was nothing in between, not even an amateur show yet, I don't think. I'd have to look at the timeline on my Instagram. But I was like, oh shit.
So he just said, let's go.
Yeah, let's go. You know, he replied. I mean, we had conversations, phone calls,
Yeah.
and also he replied and said, okay, I forget what he said, but
Right.
essentially he called me, we spoke. He was giving me scenarios, which was nice because
You didn't know.
I
You had
wanted
no
to know.
idea.
I didn't know. I wanted to know. I was curious, and I was kind of, answering the questions. And he would say, "No, you want to do this." I'm like, "Okay, cool. Now I know. Okay, here's another scenario. Here's a video.
Give me some scenarios. Let's talk
he's-
about a scenario. Or two.
So he was giving
Like
me
a cut under
scenarios.
here, over here. Like, what's the scenario?
So he sent me a clip of another renowned cutman, Rudy Hernandez. He was a former boxer.
Yep.
He's a cutman for UFC.
I think I know who that is.
Yeah. He sends me a video. I didn't know who he was at the time. Now I'm just like taking everything in, right? And he sends me the video and he says, "What do you see?" He doesn't even tell me about it. So he says, "What do you see?" And now as a type A nurse, I'm telling him detail. I'm saying, "Yo, he's wearing gloves. He's using the left hand to use the end swell. He's using the right hand to use the swab on this cut." And it was good footage because everything was like embodied in
Yeah.
that clip.
Right.
It wasn't just
Everything was going on. You had swelling. You had a cut.
all that. It wasn't just slap the Vaseline on, give him water, wipe him down, wipe the gloves.
You had swelling.
No. And I was just like, well, this is what's happening. I don't even know what he replied or like what Mike
Yeah.
said, but that moment or that time when like Mike was sending me videos of scenarios was like, oh shit, it's not just like putting Vaseline on them
Yeah.
or using the end swell, but it's not like what I was used to seeing on how to use the end swell or the swab. So I was like, this shit is awesome. And deep down, I was like, hell
Do
yeah.
you
give
think
me
he
more.
saw something in you because of the detail that you came at him with?
I think
Was it
so.
a test? Was it like a test to see if you were really serious about this?
I'm sure it was. Because just like anything in this world, I mean, like people come and go in anything.
Right, correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Flashes in
So-
the pan.
So yeah, I'm fortunate to have him just say, you know what, whatever. I don't know what Jay's intention is. I don't know what his goals are. He messaged me. I gave him scenarios. Let me take them on and see what's what.
Yeah. Let's see where
and,
it goes.
And that I don't know that per se. That's just what
Yeah.
what I think.
And so
it
he
was.
basically kind of took you on as like he was a mentor to you think, and
still is
still
one of my mentors.
And so, all right, so did he get you? All right, cool. Let's do another fight.
So he took me to.
Tell me the next fight, and then tell me the first fight where you were put to, like you had a bad cut, you had swelling, the guy's freaking eye was shutting, and if it wasn't for you, the ref would have called the fight because it was so bad. Do you have any of those?
I do, and that just happened recently, and it took from 2018, mind you, right? COVID hit,
Correct.
so that shut me down.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, unless you were a pro, you didn't get any kind of work.
Nothing. Yeah.
If you were already established, cool. I mean, you got work through COVID.
Right.
So I was put on hold for 3 years.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm still fresh. I'm still a student. Always gonna be a student, and I'm still doing my thing. But sorry, what was your
Yeah,
question?
yeah. Meaning the fight. What was your in recent memory a fight where you were put to the test? You had to stop the bleeding. You had a cut. You had swelling. You got the left hand going, the right hand. Give me a scenario.
Oh yeah, I will. I think your question was, tell me about the fight.
Yeah,
where Mike brought you in.
Yeah, so he threw you the scenarios. What was the next fight? I mean, because he brought you back to another fight. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, this was a promotion in L.A. Pomona. I can't remember, but the promotion, I can't remember the promotion because the owner passed away. Rest in peace. And they had to dead that promotion. But
Yeah.
that was fun. It was a different crowd. It wasn't as big as the UFC, the WFC promotion. I got to work the corner, obviously. Again, no cuts or swelling, but just again learning and kind of just doing repetition from my first experience.
Right.
Getting used to communicate with people in the corner, learning how to pop the stool, and getting used to how to pop the stool, and getting used to how to weave through the ropes,
Yep.
apply Vaseline, and just basically get my reps in for rejuvenation and maintenance.
Get a flow going.
That's it.
Get a flow.
And still I like crave for all that.
And so do you, like for Epic, how long you been working with Epic?
I've been doing shows for Epic since fall of last year. No, spring of last year.
How did they find you?
How did they find me? So I'm going to give you a little backstory.
Yeah.
So another one of my mentors, huge, Cutman Juan Ramirez.
Yeah.
Later found out that he was doing Epic in the early days. He's the guy, he's pretty much the founder of, and I don't know if you guys noticed the little wristbands that says Cutman for Hire.
Yeah.
He's the guy.
Okay.
He's the guy that founded that. But he sent me a message one day. He says, "Hey Jay, are you able to do hendos up in Temecula?" And I hadn't done an MMA event.
Yeah.
Even though it was amateurs, I hadn't done an MMA event, and it's totally different from boxing.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as the raps, as far as like how many fighters you're rapping, and you're bound to get like a cut,
Right.
a
Of
bleed,
course. Oh yeah.
swelling,
Yeah.
right? So I'm like, oh shit. I was like, yeah, I'm available. So I did hendos. That was an experience in itself. It was awesome. I loved it because it was something new. I was
Yeah.
like, oh shit. Again, I was inside. I was like, yes, I want more. I'm telling myself I want more. So I did the show, and months later, this was spring of last year. I've heard of him before. He reached out to me, coach and cut man Ed Buckley.
Yeah.
He says, "Hey Jay, I know that you covered me for hendos last fall. People said that you did a good job." And I was like, "Oh shit, that was good to hear." And then he says, "Can you cover me for Epic this month, January?" I was like, "Oh shit." Of course I said yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. I told him yes. So we met. He showed me how to do an MMA rap and stuff, which I was already researching years ago on how
Right.
to do and see what the difference was. And he was kind of telling me the flow of it. Cool. So I covered him. I covered him for that Epic show. It was again, it was just awesome as shit.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
It was awesome. And I was working alongside his partner, Shanti, and those two been doing Epic for 8 years. They've been doing that for
Yeah.
a long
Yep.
time. So did that event afterwards, was doing my thing, still going out to LA and whatever, networking and stuff and getting work. and he gives me a call. He says, "Hey, would you like to take over Epic?" My eyes just, I was like, "Oh shit!" I told my wife, I was like, "Yo, Ed, was wondering if I want to take over Epic." She was like, "Go ahead." So I took it. So from that point on, been doing Epic shows, and it's wonderful.
And what does that mean? Take over Epic. Explain that.
To take over his spot
Yeah.
as the hand rapper, cut man, and yeah.
Okay, so that means you're rapping not every fighter.
If not every fighter,
Yeah.
then it's at least like 90% of them.
Oh wow!
And mind
Holy
you,
cow.
if you have a 15 bout card,
That's 30 fights.
that's like 30 fights.
Yeah.
And granted, yes, let's say 2 or 3 coaches that I kind of already know who likes rapping their fighters. Let's say 5 of them. Let's say 6 of them get
Yeah.
rapped. You end up with what? You end up with
20,
what,
25.
26?
Yeah.
If you don't have a partner, you better learn how to rap quick
Yeah.
and know
Seriously.
what you're doing.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Because rapping's no joke.
It's no joke. And you have to be mindful of the time when you need to be at cage side to
Right.
start greasing in case, and be ready in case someone starts leaking.
Is that what's called leaking?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
When they're bleeding.
Oh yeah,
All right. So then,
So that's a lot of pressure. And if you're not confident, you don't know what you're doing.
so are you working both corners for cuts? Or does each corner have their own cut man?
Since I've been with Epic, I'm it.
You're it.
I'm it.
So what if both fighters have cuts happening? How do you go run back and forth between the two in the ring?
I do. So while the fighters are doing the thing, I'm like constantly like looking, watching,
Yeah, to see if you got anything.
who's getting hit the most. You know what I'm saying? Being mindful of, okay, does this fighter have only one guy in his corner versus this fighter who got his coach and another guy helping him? So I'm keeping that in mind while watching, but either way, if let's say both of them are cut, which has not happened yet, to where both of them were badly cut.
Yeah.
But I've gotten scenarios where both of them are leaking, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I'll work on this dude real quick, right? If he only has one guy in it, like
Right.
only has his coach,
Yeah.
or if this guy has two, his coach and another cornerman, I'll just tell him, hey, here's a swab, do this, put
That does-
pressure.
That was my next question: is
Yeah.
do you communicate with the corners
yeah.
saying, "Hey, you got two. Okay, so this guy only has one. I gotta prioritize this guy because he
Yeah.
doesn't have anybody
Yeah.
that can help with this."
That's right. And I'll go to that guy who that fighter who only has his coach, and work on him.
And then, so how do you, like, your number one goal is if he's, what do you say, leaking, which is what? I know.
That sounds bad, huh?
It does. It's terrible. But I love it. So your goal is just to make sure it's not leaking anymore. There's no more blood coming out. That's the goal.
The ultimate goal is doing my best to manage that cut.
Yeah.
Right. And then from that point, it's really up to the fighter to use his or her defense.
Right. To not get hit in that area
Oh
again.
yeah, because you damn well, that fighter's opponent's gonna start aiming for there,
Of
not
course.
on purpose,
Right.
but you just don't know, right?
Yeah. And then, so you obviously prioritize leaking over swelling,
Yes.
right?
Swelling will happen.
Yeah.
It can happen.
And so if there's no leaking, do you just do the what is it, the end swell thing?
Yes.
You just do the metal thing.
Yes.
That's a given.
That's a given. That's a given. I either use that end swell, or one of those old school ice bags where you put
Yeah.
ice in them, or sometimes a Ziploc. But the Ziploc is okay.
And the end swell's cold, right? Is that thing cold?
Yeah, it is.
I always wondered if that was
yeah,
cold.
yeah, we pretty much immerse that under ice and stuff.
So you, in between the rounds, you keep that immersed in ice.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
super cold.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
yeah.
All right. So then you're the guy since how long now at Epic?
Since January of last year.
January of last year, and
Yeah.
you're loving it.
Oh yeah, man.
Everybody knows
Yeah.
you.
I guess so.
Come on.
I don't know. I don't know.
Does wifey come to the fights?
Yeah, she does. So my issue was when I took over as cutman and hand rapper for Epic. Um, the next Epic show. This was in May. This was in May of last year. I was like, man, I'm by myself. I tried reaching out to Ed's partner, but I think she was out of town. So I'm like, shit, who do I call to help me out? Because I can't rap like if it's a third,
Yeah, that's insane.
that's insane. There's no way I could do it. Or there is a way. I just won't be in the corner,
Right.
or at cage side. I'll just have to rap everybody, which is not a big deal to me, but it's like, no, I need somebody. So I called one of my fellow cutmen, Saul, up in LA. He helped me. So I thanked him for that. But after that event for August and November of last year, because I was talking to my wife, I was like, shit, if I have to, and I can't do it. I told her, I said, if I have to reach out to people every show, I'm like, shit. She was like, well, why don't you teach me how to rap? Huh? Okay.
Yeah.
So she helped me rap, which was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does wifey help you rap now?
Hell yeah.
Every fight?
If there's nothing to do with my son's baseball or, any appointments
Yeah.
for my daughter, yeah. We actually had a conversation before I came down. I was like, hey, I was like to my wife, I said, hey, so should I start looking and reaching out, for someone to help me, or can I count on you to come? She says, make the phone calls. If no one can help
Right.
you, we'll
I'll
do
help.
it.
And she's good at rapping?
Yeah, she raps pretty quick and nice too. Yeah.
What's wifey's name? Let's shout her out, dude.
Oh, my wife Lisa.
Lisa.
Yeah, she's at work right now.
Let's go, girl.
Yeah. No, she does her thing.
All right, so let's finish because I go all my podcast, bro, are all long format. So this whole fighter interview thing for me is so different because I got to get it done in 10 to 15 minutes.
Oh, sure.
You're a cut man, so this is going longer, and I'm purposely because I don't think is there somebody waiting out there? Anyway, I'm going longer than normal.
Oh, okay.
We're supposed to, but I don't care because I've never this is fascinating to me, and I know it's fascinating to other people that have no idea. Really, how do you get into this? What does it entail? Now we know you rap every freaking fighter, which is insane to me. And then the corners, the mentality. I love the way you prioritize, like seeing who gets hit, how many people are in his corner. Mm-hmm. Does he have a cut opening up? Is he leaking? Right, I love that one.
Leaking.
All right, so tell me, and how often what's your hours as a nurse? How many hours you work?
12 hours, man.
12-hour days.
12 hours. So from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. But I usually get there early anyway.
You do 312s a week, or
312 is wonderful. I can't do any more, man.
Yeah, I remember that shift, 312s.
Lovely.
Yeah.
What
are your 7 to 7? You said
7 to 7, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
So then you got 4 days.
Yeah.
To be the cut man.
Yeah, and to be a father and a husband.
Oh
yes.
man,
first.
Yes, that was a trick question. You passed. Nice job, bro. That was a test.
Thanks.
That was a test. What the wife's name again?
Lisa.
Lisa.
Yeah, I know she's gonna watch it too.
Let's go, Lisa.
Yeah,
it's all about. So, how much does your wife mean to you and what you do and your motivation? Like, what keeps you going every day? Talk to me about that. Let's finish with family.
My wife, she means so much. She's very supportive.
Yeah.
For me, for the family, she does everything, cooks, cleans, works hard, is good at planning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean,
that's not your thing, planning.
No, I'm horrible. She's like, hey, Jay, can you plan this trip? I'm like, what? I mean, I'm horrible at planning, but you want me to plan shit. I will tell you what, I'll do something else. If you want to plan, I can help you. Okay. She's like, okay. Yeah.
She tried, though.
Helping is better than nothing,
Yeah, if you're planning your family, that vacation, wherever you're planning, it's not going to go well. If Jay the cut man is planning,
no, No, because I mean the wives, Lisa has like, like 20 different things for, during the trip,
Yeah.
before, during, and
Yeah.
after the trip.
Yeah, the timing, the facilitation.
Yeah.
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 If Jay gets involved with that, Lisa, you
No.
can't be putting him in charge of planning. You
No.
can, he can plan a fighter and the dynamic and the cuts and the bleeding and the leaking, and he can plan. But family vacations and stuff, whatever. No.
Horrible. Horrible. Yeah, horrible. No, but she's very supportive,
Yeah.
with the whole combat sports, being a cut man, talk to her all the time, my frustration, my goals.
Yeah.
And she's supportive, she tells me all the time, she says, I know you like doing this. I'm not going to stop you.
Right.
Ever. She's like, don't think for 1 second that I'll say no. Just let me know ahead of time. We'll talk about it, coordinate it with the family and stuff.
Yep.
Cool.
Love it, man. How much does your kids mean to you?
Oh, they mean a lot too. I have my son. He just turned 12 yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he turned 12 yesterday. He's supportive too. I talk to him all the time about like scenarios. And my daughter, she has special needs. She's 10. She'll be 11 next month.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's your son's name?
His name is Marley.
Marley.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Marley, what's up, bro?
Yeah. What's up,
Marley.
man?
Marley, what's up, bro? Let's go, man. Where you at? Where you at? You gonna be taking care of leaks in the fight too, like your dad?
Oh, I you know what? I gave him conversations of that too.
Yeah.
I said, hey man, once you're 18, I'm about to take you to a couple shows.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Marley. What's your daughter's name?
Her name is Zoe.
Zoe. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Love it, dude. Love it. Man, this was a pleasure, man. I want to keep going, but we gotta wrap it up.
Yeah.
Jay
Next
the Cut
time.
Man. Yeah, for sure. Let's break
sure.
it down. So Jay the Cut Man, you found out his history, how he got into it, his motivation, family, wifey, Lisa, right? Lisa?
That's right.
Lisa, what's up, girl? Big shout out to Lisa. Nothing in what's your last name?
Devera.
Devera. So nothing in Team Devera operates without Lisa.
That's right.
Nothing.
Yep.
Nothing. No. The 24/7 operation.
That's it. That's the CEO right there.
That's the CEO.
That's it. Yep.
The Chief Estate Officer. Lisa.
That's right.
Nothing happens.
Uh-uh.
No wheels turn.
Nope.
Nothing.
That's it.
That's
it.
yeah. There we go,
Yeah.
bro. All right, man. Jay the Cut Man. Devera. Team Devera. It's been an honor. It's been a pleasure. This was fascinating for me, and I can't wait to see you at the fight, bro.
Thank you.
Let me know if you need me to step in and do something.
Hey, I will.
I
man.
can point fingers. I can point
All
there.
right.
I can point here.
Okay.
That's about it. I can hand you something, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's
All right.
about it.
Yeah.
I can cheer you on.
Hey, okay.
You'll take it?
Yeah, man. Need cheerleaders.
Let's
know
go.
What I mean?
That's right.
Shit.
All right, my man. Appreciate it. It's been an honor. Been a pleasure. Jay, the Cut Man, Devera, Epic 58, August 23rd. Get your tickets. Going to be freaking amazing. Real Deal Talk. That's a wrap.